Hello everyone and welcome to the 2017 NFL season of Week 6. I am your host, the one and only Team Up 12, or Cody P. Whatever makes you happy. Let's get into the games. I believe I went 7-7 overall last week. I think I can say this is the first week where I personally, there wasn't any big upset or anything. This was mostly my fault. I mean, the Pittsburgh Jags game, 9 out of 10 people would have taken Pittsburgh. So the fact that Jags won, it makes you question Ben, makes you question a lot. And then, with the Titans, I was banking on Mariota to be healthy and play, or at the very least, Jay Cutler being Jay Cutler. But in the end, I guess it was Dolphins' defense that did more work than their offense, but, whatever. Matt Castle isn't really that hard to beat. Panthers looking really good. I've been kind of undermining the Panthers for a while now, but I think they're looking legit. Taking Tampa Bay in an upset, probably not the smartest move, but whatever. Phil was 2-0 against Eli before entering that match, now he's 3-0. Could have seen that coming. Too much faith in the Bills, unexpected Rams, and that's about it. Everything else is just kind of up to faith. Let's get into the game, shall we? First game we're going to look at is going to be the Thursday night game featuring the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Carolina. Now, when the schedule was initially released, I thought this was a bad idea, and this was all the stupid. But as we are now 6 weeks into the season, both teams are staying at a very impressive 4-1 record. Now, could this have been predicted by both teams? Possibly. Trying to backtrace their entire schedule through my head. Philly, they only lost to KC, so not like anyone predicted KC to lose to them anyway. But, went over the Giants, the Skins, bad memory. But good games, nonetheless. And then Carolina, with impressive wins over New England and Detroit, who have been both considered highly praised playoff teams. So Carolina's looking good overall, and Carson Wentz, I know this is Philly, but my brain's scattered, deal with it. But Carson Wentz is really improved during that second year. Although it does look like that their left tackle, Lane Johnson, will be out for the game, which, if anyone watches First Take, knows that I guess it's a big deal. Maybe. We'll see. Cam Newton trying to get back into that 2015 MVP format, and I gotta say, he's been looking impressive so far. You take away that Saints game, and he's been a top-tier quarterback. And even then, maybe, he's still a decent quarterback. Anywho, Thursday night game, I usually don't rave Thursday night games that much, because the NFL makes bad matchups, as I've been saying. Maybe I should do the schedule. Maybe I wouldn't be fair to Bears and Browns fans and all that, but I'd at least give us some good games. I mean, heck, now the Giants and Broncos game, I guess, would have been cooler if both stayed the way they are, but now it just kind of looks like they should have flexed that out when they had the chance. Heck, now you want a primetime crap games? Give the Rams and Jags a primetime game. They actually both look good right now. Screw it. This is the only chance for them, might as well. Most of you probably don't want to watch Blake Bortles, but hey. Thursday night game with the Rams and Niners told us otherwise that good games are possible with crap teams. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. Speaking of which, the second game we're going to look at has the LA Rams headed to Jacksonville. Now, again, this is one of those games at the beginning of the year you just write, pointless game, useless, nothing meaningful, blah blah blah. But 5 weeks into the NFL season, Jags are 3-2, while the rest of their division is 2-3. Now, are they going to win the division? I'm going to say no. But this NFL this year has been fairly surprising, and everything's been very unexpected, so to speak. Meanwhile, the Rams, now that Jeff Fisher's gone, and which one is that? Sean McVay, I believe, is the Rams guy. McDermott's Bills. I get confused. Anywho, Sean McVay has really evolved Jared Goff, brought Todd Gurley back to his rookie year performance, and the additions of Sammy Watkins and Robert Woods really make Goff look nice. And again, as Max Kellerman from First Take would say, Whitworth, as an old lineman, does help him a lot, I suppose. But he's looked a lot improved. Albeit the Rams haven't faced valuable teams outside of Seattle, and when you turn the ball over so many times, you're not going to win. I mean, what was it last year? I think KC beat Oakland despite they lost the ball 3 times. KC's good. You can't argue that. But, yeah, and meanwhile, Jacksonville, their defense actually looks like a good defense. Like, they picked off Ben 5 times, destroyed Baltimore and London, but then they freaking lost to the Jets. I don't understand the NFL. Look at the NFL. Jaguars kicked the shite out of the Ravens and the Steelers, who are usually playoff contenders, if not Super Bowl contenders at one point. But then they lose to the Jets, who people predicted to go 0-16. Welcome to the NFL. How may we help you? But nonetheless, easy game for both. Just minimize the turnovers, and go for either team. I think that's a big deal. Just tell the quarterback of their teams not to turn the ball over, and you'll see. And then finally, we'll have another afternoon game when Pittsburgh heads to KC. Now, I've always write this game off as Pittsburgh going to kick the crap out of KC because they seem to do that every year. Just what Pittsburgh does. But with Ben looking like a below-average QB in KC, he's sitting as the only undefeated team right now. KC actually looks pretty good in this match. And we're also in Arrowhead. So this could potentially be like a runaway game for KC. But it has been noted that Pittsburgh, for whatever reason, plays really bad against crappy teams and plays really good against good teams. So, I don't know. When Pittsburgh's sitting at 3-2 and their 2 losses beat to the Bears and the Jags, you start to wonder. But you beat teams like the you can't beat yourself, like the Ravens or the Vikings. What can you do? What can you do? You trust nothing. Everything that makes sense. But Ben does look like he's been shaken up and not at his best, and it's affecting his playmakers and my fantasy team because I took Antonio Brown in the Friends League. But hey, I mean, Pittsburgh can lose games. I'm okay with that. Stubborn Ravens fan here. Ravens. Joe Flacco t-shirt. Nonetheless. Okay, so yeah, those are your 3 games. This is the part where I move over here, scroll down, and I'll let you review the games based on how they're going to go. Should be no surprise to most of these. New Orleans, you want to believe they're good? I wanted to believe they're good. Mainly because my buddy Nathan, he's a Saints fan, so I always want to predict a Ravens-Saints Super Bowl, just because those 2 weeks at school would be very entertaining between the 2 of us, and between everyone else. But I don't think either of our teams are good enough to make a Super Bowl run for the next 15, 20 years or so. Okay, I can't say that, but that's not going to happen this year. And Drew Brees is going to retire soon, which means the Saints are going to be really, really bad. So, there's that. I was tempted to take the Vikings because they're at home and they play really good at home against Aaron Rodgers. But the Packers, I can't. Aaron Rodgers, as much as I hate him, he's too good right now. And I can't. I can't. And conflicted about taking the Giants, but now you literally have no receiver. Like, you're the Bears, the receivers, or I don't even know who to list. I don't have a lot to talk about in these games, but... And Marcus Mariota through his career has not beaten the Colts, I believe, once yet, but Andrew Luck's out, and they got Jacoby Brissett. And it's also Monday night, so by then Mariota should be somewhat healed or somewhat ready to go. I don't know, hard to say. But we'll see. I don't want to make any predictions now or later, but again, we'll see what happens. Alright, now we can talk fantasy a little bit. I won my first game finally in both my leagues. Yay! Oh well, I mean, sitting at 1-4, chances of making the playoffs some to none, but hey, when you're in an 8-man league and 4 people get to make the playoffs, the chances are, especially with the IRL league, the Friends League, it was all the good teams versus all the crap teams, and all the crap teams won. So now the line is closed. My 1 win, the guy in first place only is 4, so there's a 3-game difference in 5 weeks. So it's not like we have a 5-0, 0-5. I think Jared was 0-5 last year, but then he made the playoffs. I don't remember how. He lost a lot of his games in the start. So, Yeah. I think what helped me the most was grabbing the Packers backup running back since Ty Montgomery got injured, grabbing Aaron Jones. Smart move. And if you have not in your league and he's still out there, I recommend you go grab him. Totally worth it. Yes, I'm going to go against the Vikings defense, which I'll admit I'm going to be a little held back. But I'd start him anyway because for whatever reason Aaron Rodgers is going to run up and down the field and make things annoying for everyone. Unless you're a Packers fan and you enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers. Which my dad's girlfriend is, so I get to hear about that all the time. Yay! Whatever. If it makes them happy, then I'll just keep my mouth shut. Alright. Impressive win for my Ravens last week. In the words of Casey, don't know your last name, on Twitter, Joe Flacco is sometimes an elite quarterback. That's all from me, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll try to get this out before the actual Thursday night game begins, unlike the last couple of weeks. Deuces.